Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. How are you doing today? I don't come back with plenty gist. Neneba, how are you? Wilfred Asukwo. How you doing, my brother? Buki Shorter, my lovely sister, how are you doing? We're here again. I don't know if I want to judge this matter. This woman called me in a state of depression, paranoid, anxious about her future. It's not like her husband didn't have a job. But you know, sometimes from my understanding, she was one of those wives who was pushy because she wanted a better life for herself and her husband. Her husband, from the little she told me about him, and I did get to talk to the guy, seemed like a very gentle guy who was happy with the kind of life he was living. You know those kind of people where if they earn 20K, they go manage their life around that 20K. If that salary increased to 60K, they go adjust their life, it go enter that 60K. If their life can increase, go 200K, they go manage their life around that 200K. If their life can't drop from that 200K to 80K, they'll can't readjust their life to fit inside the 80K. You know those kind of people. The guy was an engineer and he was working in an oil company. But he was a contract staff. Then he got laid off, according to the story. He now moved to one of those oil and gas servicing companies. So when he was on contract, he was earning about 300K a month. When he moved to the service company after staying at home for like 6 months, he now started earning like 120K a month. So he applied for a permanent position in an oil company. Now, one of the people sitting on the board of that company, or one of the people who was supposed to facilitate it, I don't want to go too deep, so because they begged me to keep them anonymous, and I said, look, I'm going to have to use your story to teach people, so I'm going to have to adjust the narrative a little, so you guys, if you won't know that it's them. So he went for the exam. Normal guy, that kind of guy will go do exam. They take him, they don't take him. His life continues. But his wife wanted a better life for them. His wife felt that he was too unambitious. His wife wanted those kind of... She saw that it's not like he's dull or he's lazy, but he just no get that ambition to drag the matter, reach another level. She now got to meet one of his bosses randomly. She works in a bank, or she worked in a bank, and then she was pregnant with her second child. So she was now looking like, look, I can't do this bank job forever, and this is my husband, he's 120K. How far is he really going to take us in this life? He was an engineer who finished school with a 2-1, brilliant guy. She, on the other hand, studied philosophy or one of those art, social science courses. So she went to meet this guy, yeah, and the guy said, look, I'm going to help your husband. So she got all excited and all, and told the husband to apply for the job, blah, 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 blah. And the guy kept leading her on until About a week before the interview, he now invited her over during office hours. Of course, he's a big client, so she could go during office hours. The guy said, look, that here's the thing, yeah, that if you sleep with him, that if she sleeps with him, he's going to help the husband secure that job, that he has a slot in that oil company. That's one of the kickbacks they gave him, because he was negotiating between his personal community and the oil company. So the oil company now said, you know what, every year we're going to give you one slot. You can recommend somebody for a job with us. It was part of the agreement. So because the guy has been, how do you put it, negotiating between his people, his village, and the oil company where they drill and all that, they were giving him one of the conditions was, as long as you are helping us ensure that we can drill oil in this your village peacefully, we're going to give you this. So of course he was wealthy. They gave him a lot of money and things. And one of the things was, okay, you're going to get 1 slot or 2 slots every year. I've forgotten what the deal was. So the guys showed the girl the agreement, said, look, this is my agreement with this oil company. This is what I've been doing over the last 5 years. I'm entitled to a slot, but they've also given me conditions. He must have 2-1, he must have experience in the oil and gas, he must have a relevant course, blah, 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 blah. So it's not like I can go and bring your auntie from the village that study Yoruba and say, you must put them. No. So you have a slot. Among the people who are going to sit for the exams, who pass, you are now given a slot, because these oil companies will probably be looking for 10 people and 2,000 people will be looking for the job. So out of that 10, he has 1 slot or 2 slots, or depending. I'm just trying to explain the narrative to you. So he showed the woman. He said, look, this thing is 100%. First of all, your husband has the experience needed. He studied chemical engineering, which is a relevant course, especially for the position they're looking for. And I have this slot. So here's the thing, yeah. I like you. I fancy you. I saw the woman's picture. She was quite endowed. Curvy woman. Even after 2 kids, quite curvy. So the woman looked at it and said, look, this thing is sure die. Don't be say them say. She now agreed to sleep with him a certain number of times, because the guy too wanted to enjoy the current. So after the stipulated time, the guy recommended the husband. The husband got the job immediately. Even the husband was wondering. Everybody was like, how did you get such a competitive role? Blah, 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 blah. So the guy has been working in the oil company, has been promoted like 2 or 3 times. He is now on a 6 million naira a month salary. Or they pay for that oil and gas. Someone that was earning 120k like 5 years ago is now earning 6 million naira a month. Kids are in choice secondary schools in Nigeria, getting ready to go abroad to further their education. Life done soft. Everything done plumb. He now stumbled upon text messages between his wife and the guy. Under pressure, his wife now confessed. I'm trying to cut the story because it's a long story and I had to talk to the 2 of them. I nearly ran mad talking to the 2 of them. So he was like, look, I was content with my 120k a month. I was ready to allow God bless me. The wife, a bit more Pentecostal, said that because she had been hearing that God will bless you, God will bless you, God will send you a helper. When the guy came into her life, that's the other guy, she saw him as a helper. And you know the way Pentecostalism justifies sin, as long as at the end of the day you can make more money and God has blessed you and all sorts of destiny helpers and shit. So after that, she found herself in a dilemma. She knew that the opportunities are going to get, but she felt at the back of her mind that her husband was going to find out and she was going to get into trouble. So the husband wants to have nothing to do with it. He's Catholic. He's not Pentecostal. He sees sin as sin. You know, Catholic people sees this as what is it called? Adultery. His wife committed adultery. Yes, he wants to forgive her, but he can't bear to deal with it. Blah 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 blah. So, for the last 1 year, they've been in and out of therapy. They've been separated. And the latest news the husband gave her was he has found a young lady he wants to marry, that he cannot continue being married to her because he can't trust her. She didn't even confess to him. He had to catch her. Blah, 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 blah. She's heartbroken. She is worried. She is sorry. She is sad. And she needs your advice. So, what are your thoughts? Maybe I should start with Ada Blessing. Now, please. It's very long, and to be honest, it's quite a painful story.
I don't have lights, Daddy Freeze. Good evening.
I'm not supposed to work. How come you're at home with the
I
lights?
am on leave, family house, and lights off.
Hey, Jerry, remember? Hey, yeah, you should have taken some light in a jerry can from Lagos.
They just turned off the generator.
And if you carry Lagos light, you don't plug it small from the jerry can. You don't do it. All right. Quick.
Sorry?
What are your thoughts?
I said, okay, can you see me now? Much better?
Much better.
I said it's a very difficult one. I understand that what she did was quite sacrificial, but it's difficult. Okay, for the man to like appease himself and his conscience, did he resign from the job? Because you cannot still have the job and be feeding your new wife off it. It makes no sense. If you really want to be upright, I think the best thing is to resign, so that we all know that. Yeah.
He got another job with another oil. He started looking for another job, got an even better job with another oil company. So he's resigning from that one. He's actually doing what they call, I'm just hearing it for the first time, cross-posting. That he's getting a job that's going to cross-post him to Canada.
From the same platform.
What's the same platform? He's not working with that company again. He said he cannot bear to work with them.
But he was never into oil business. She introduced him into that line of business. Now he's now using it to get another.
So you see, women helping women supporting. So because they use it, they to help you get company. That thing now on a platform.
Oh. If I sleep, let's say I slept with somebody to get my man into a radio gig. If he really wants to be upright, he should leave radio entirely and go back to his recharge business and everything.
No, it doesn't work like that. I don't know. People, what do you guys think? Maybe I'm the one that is a bit too. Maybe I'm the one that is a bit too. I wouldn't say upright. A bit too stiff.
If he has been faithful to her throughout their marriage, then it's morally justifiable.
He said he was faithful, and she said he was faithful. He's a very gentle guy. Those kind of guys who know if he talk. She said he doesn't know how to argue. That even this, he didn't know how to fight with her. That he just packed out of the house.
Well, I understand with him. If you've been faithful and then someone does that, it's really hurtful. So I get it, and that trust is broken. Because next time the family gets into difficulty and the wife provides, he will forever think she probably slept with somebody to bring that home.
That is what he said. He said someone said he can forgive her. right? Some men cannot live with cheating. You
No.
No.
Chido, how are you doing?
Daddy Freeze, I'm going to scatter this and the women will not like me. How are you, honey?
Oh,
Hi, Ma.
They're speaking in tongues now. Now, this year I want to kill people who blind, deaf. I side hustle, by the way. I was telling Taste what, baby. Let's start our ministry. Nigeria is ready.
Wow.
Hey,
How's the family?
the family is good. Anyway, my darling, how are you? Who is
I am great.
that night? What was that thing called? Around that we can see the button of his back.
Hi, Ada. How are
Hi,
you?
Mom. I'm good, thank you.
Daddy Freeze, do you want me to commence?
Yes, now. That's what I brought.
First of all, let me say this. If that woman were my daughter, I would beat the hell out of her. Who sent her? First of all, the question is, are you doing this for the family or for your selfish being because you want to be the wife of a rich man?
No, to be honest, I have to say that the kind of education the children had, the kind of education the children can have on a 6 million naira a month budget and 120,000. You see, the problem is abroad. I'm not speaking for the woman, but
yes.
You see, abroad, you guys have it easy.
No.
As long as you live in a nice area, your children will get to attend a nice school. It's not like that in Nigeria.
Yes.
I live in a nice area.
But
let
me say this.
I'm living.
Daddy Freeze. That man has potential. He has the education. She's had something going. It takes a little patience. It might not be then, but work with him. He will do his best, and you two will achieve this. But you selling your body to make him get that, and now you're regretting that he left you. Come on now. You know, one thing is sometimes greed sets in before the right ambition and what promise God has for you. You take baby steps. I understand that they have kids. Those kids will probably grow up attending the school they want them to attend by them working a little harder. Why not discuss this with your husband and go, look, honey, your 100,000 or something is not helping, or your 200,000. Can we get a second job? Can we do this? Talk to him. First of all, you didn't have respect for your husband. That was why you slept with that man to start with. Honest. So my question is this ambition for your family or for you? Because if it's for the family, you have to discuss this with your spouse. And at least you two decide on what to do. So Daddy Freeze, if you're struggling and you marry your wife, and now she thinks, oh, because I want Daddy Freeze to be a millionaire and he's not, so that our kids will have the best, I'm going to sleep with another man. Come on. If everyone starts doing that in life, then you have broken marriages all over the place.
Now, let me break your heart, man. She said that when she was thinking about this, every person she talked to encouraged her to do it.
They're not good friends.
Including family members. And what she also learned was that many of them have traded their bodies to move their husbands forward.
You see?
And the husband also told me that a lot of people told him to forgive her, that their wives had done similar things to help them.
But does that make it right? Okay, Daddy Freeze, let me ask this question again. If you have friends and they're all armed robbers, and they say, you know what, come on, let's go be armed robber too so that you can be rich. All of them will advise you. Tell me who you are, your friends, and I'll tell you who you are. Even family members. You know, some family members, they're just there for their own gain. They're not there for your betterment. People that were even advising her to do that, you even happy they're happy that she's married? Come on now. You see, there are some things that say no. When it comes to you doing something you know is contrary against your marriage, just to get from point A to point B. That is so wrong.
You
That
see,
is so wrong.
that is wrong. But I
Mhm.
need to understand that there are many marriages. Forget all the people hiding in the comment section,
Yes.
typing like they're warriors.
Mhm.
There are many who have done it, maybe to get something for their kids or their husband or themselves in such a way that they call it family planning. There's actually a name from her. They said that's what they call it. They call it family planning.
But
When your
the
politician,
family values, yes.
hold on, when your
Mhm.
wife you can get a contract, or when your wife sleeps with somebody to get a big account, that it is. Why do you think? Hold on. Let's have this honest conversation. Nigeria has the most unfaithful women in their marriages, according to several surveys. There's no survey that some have Nigeria is number 1, number 2, some are number 5. There's no survey I've seen regards to cheating in marriage where Nigeria is above 5th place globally. Nigeria is a global leader when it comes to women cheating in marriages. So I remember one time here when we're talking about all these movies. I cannot mention the kind of movies where they have intercourse in the movies, as in real intercourse, where that's what you watch, and
Mhm.
some guy with muscle rub oil on his body. Those kind of movies. There's a name for them. It starts with P. If you can figure it out, I'm not going to mention it because I don't want to.
No, I know the movie. Yeah.
Those kind of movies.
Mhm.
So I was sitting down one day and having a conversation, and I mentioned the fact that I used to watch those movies, and I learned how to use computer by watching those movies because I wanted to move from page to page. I had to figure it out, and everybody was like, no, they don't watch it. And that particular year, I think that was 2004 or 2005 or 2003, thereabout,
Mhm.
that this came out and said that industry in a year made more money than Premier League football,
Yes.
European football,
Mhm.
basketball, and Hollywood combined.
Yes.
So who is now watching these movies if it is making more money, if it's
But
making more revenue
yes.
than Hollywood that we all agree that we watch?
Yes.
European
But that the freeze.
and
Yeah. But
that we all watch,
mhm.
and
I understand that.
basketball that we all watch.
Yes.
So what I'm saying is we're all watching, it's just that we are not admitting.
That's true.
So
That's
when
true.
it comes to this, I can't live with a cheating woman. I won't be able to take it. That marriage is over. But you see, I also have to be honest.
Yes.
In Nigeria, most of the women who are typing in this comment section have either done something like that or something close.
But that's wrong though.
Yes, we are saying it wrong. But can they also own up to their own? Is it because their own husbands have? It's easy for them to come out and point finger at this woman and say, ha ha ha. But you have also done it before. Is it because your own cassette never began play?
Well, the
Someone
thing is,
said,
this one has been cut. This one has been cut.
if you know,
Yes.
tell me what you've done to put your family planning. Let's talk about family planning today.
Yeah.
What you have done to put your family on the map and sort yourselves out. I want to hear more stories today.
Yeah. So most people, but personally, to be honest with you, the thing is, there is a way a woman can uplift her man. Some of us will go, okay, look, I had to go back to school. I have to go get a career. I have to do something to make sure that I take my family from point A to B. And it's a long time planning. That's what most of us did. But I cannot fathom, and I do not support any burden. If you're not married, you're a woman, you're a man, you want to do anything, that's fine. But when you are married, at least if she has consulted the man, and both of them say, hey, let's do this and take, then if he wants to leave her, I'll go, oh no, man, you're wicked. But in this case, my key thing is, whose ambition was she fighting for? Hers or his? He has the education. He has everything. If he wasn't that particular job, one day God will help him and lift him because he already has it. It's just a question, a matter of time. But she was very impatient. She was impatient.
Can I
and she had all these things too. Okay, I want to be a billionaire, oil man's wife. Come on now. So whose interest was she looking out for? Let's be realistic. The man said, "No, my interest
Well,
too."
family interest.
Which family?
can I say
No,
It
no.
takes two.
Ada,
some? Can I
Ada,
Ada, go ahead.
Okay, you were sounding this way because you are
I
abroad. Over here
agree.
in Nigeria, yeah,
You
women
think
do things
okay?
Hold on. Do you know how hard things are in
they
Nigeria?
Yes.
under the order of their husbands. Women provide, but then make it seem like men are the providers. Well, our culture does not support women being outspoken and women appearing as a provider, even though most women are doing it. So, even though she had her own interest being comfortable in her marriage, trust me, she was doing it solely for the family and the man as the head, for the husband to appear as a sole provider and look good. Because look at it, she did not do it to have the job, she did it for the man.
That is still wrong, though. So
We are
you mean
not,
it's condoned in Nigeria, Dr.
we are
Freeze?
not
This is a
No,
it's
what
not condoned.
it's not condoned.
Yeah.
But you need to understand the Nigerian socio-economic climate.
Yes.
You see, abroad, the government provides things for you.
No, they don't.
No,
No, they don't.
you
If you're low income.
If you live in Nigeria, where you have to
Yes.
dig your own well to provide water,
Mhm.
where you have to buy your own generator to provide electricity that you people get for free abroad.
yeah,
No, we don't.
So
No, we don't.
Huh?
Huh?
For free. You don't have to. You don't have to buy a generator. The electricity is
Oh,
there.
no,
Just pay for it.
No, but you pay your bills though. You pay your monthly
Oh.
bills for it to be on.
Yeah, people pay their bill and they have never seen light.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, that's yeah.
If you want quality education, not the one that you will go to school and carry your desk from home.
But that
Do you free in school in Nigeria that have to carry their desk on their head?
I understand all that.
So you see, in as much as we want to judge, and it's okay, yes, let's condemn adultery.
Yeah.
You understand? Let's condemn adultery for what it is. But you see, according to Islam, if you are caught stealing bread, you know, the penalty for stealing in Islam is they will have him. But if you can show that you were hungry and that was what made you make a decision, if you are a freeborn, they'll let you go. If you are a slave, they'll punish your master. Because why did you starve your slave to the point where he had to steal to eat? So you see, on the other hand, in Christianity, we tend to have a lot of blankets. I live in Nigeria. I thank God that I earn the way I earn. If not, my family would have been put under a lot of pressure to make certain decisions. You don't understand the Nigerian climate. Your kid, ordinary Unilag, do you know how expensive it is?
Yes.
If you're earning 120K a month as a parent, your children cannot go to Unilag.
But he can find other jobs though. What the thing is missing.
Are you not going to provide a job?
She's sacrificing her body
is
and now
difficult in Nigeria.
Not,
Nigeria system does not even support multiple sources of income. You have a job, they tell you it's conflict of interest. You cannot work somewhere else.
I understand that. But why would she be the one sacrificing her body? You see, that's my own thing though.
We're not justifying what she did. That was a mistake she made. But
you know how many men have to sleep with other men, even though they are straight, just so that they get promoted? Oh, you did. You see, my problem is many of you people are attached from the Nigerian reality.
True. There is a radio station that I would have been working for before Nigeria Info. The head of programs wanted to sleep with me, and I said no. I went back to Delta, and I worked in Delta for 1 more year before Nigeria Info came.
Now, let me ask you a question, Ada. Imagine you were married.
Yeah.
Had 3 children. And your husband is also struggling. You will have just thought, you know how many girls just think about it that, you know what? It is not this same knack that my husband knacks me every night and stresses me and does not give me. Am I not going to do this So people zero their minds. I'm not saying it's right, but Nigeria has
Yeah.
entered a zone.
I don't
There's
think
It's scary.
I
that
don't think
people
It's
are
scary.
going to make more decisions like these in the coming years.
Ah,
now that's where they
so
get it wrong. I think they should just have the narrative I have. So what I think of when I have sex advances is the fact that I know I would constantly have to sleep with you to keep the job because I got the job with my body. So
mhm.
if I cannot deal with the mentality that forever I have to pay for this job, I just let it go.
That's scary though. If that's the state of things in Nigeria, then that's very scary. Where people have to so there's nothing to marriage then. If you have to undermine just to sleep with someone to get it's crazy.
I
Yes.
agree, crazy, but that is how far we have sunken in, and we must talk about the reality of Nigeria. We cannot run away from our reality. We are number one when it comes to women cheating on their husbands. So why are we forming holy all of a sudden? The statistics are not holy with us.
So okay. The thing is, if it's okay, if that's this norm, then they might as well just forgive and move on. So why is the man angry if that's the norm?
Let me tell you something.
Men
Let me
have
tell you what she told me. She told me that while she was going around crying, that she met a woman in her church who told her that, let me tell you what I did for my own husband.
Oh my gosh.
When my husband couldn't get a job, I met the man and seduced him to get my husband a job. Say, now she even go chase the man to help her husband. I think it was her husband's boss. Say, it wasn't even the boss that offers. Now she seduced the guy.
But it's wrong though.
It is wrong, but can we admit to the fact that this is a wrong way? Let me tell you, do you know what God hates more than sin?
Mhm.
hypocrisy.
Yeah, but okay, let me say this.
Can we
Hypocrisy is where
like this, but it's wrong? Can we not just come here and say it's wrong?
no, but hypocrisy is where if you can indulge and you're in denial.
I had a crystal ball, and there are 700 people watching me live right now. If I looked at the lives of these 700 people, you'd be amazed that 80% of them have done something like this. Did you not watch the video of that girl that says, thank God I graduated school. Thank God and my... Did you not see the video of that?
Yeah, I saw it.
So you see, and this conversation, I want us to be holistic in our approach to this conversation. I was with her yesterday, Boma, and she told me about women even offering their bodies to producers. It's on I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I saw the Boma, the girl from River State. Yes.
Now we also have a girl who is thanking God that she has a female genital or female genitalia, that it was part of what helped her go through school.
Yeah, I saw that video too.
All of a sudden, a lot of us do not realize that this is the reality of Nigeria.
Right.
You sleep to get promoted. Hold on. You sleep to graduate. You sleep to get roles. You sleep so your husband can get a job.
Oh my God.
It is the reality. The fact that people are not admitting it, the fact that it's not right, does not make it less of a reality.
It's scary though, because you see, the way I look at this is, if you want to do something for family, at least consult the other 50%, the other part of you. If both of them agreed, hey, this is what we're going to do, then I will go, oh man, come on, why are you renegating on what you guys agreed on? But in this case, she did it on her own. But since you guys said it's the norm, hey, who am I to say otherwise? If it's the norm, and if this is accepted and is the norm, then why are we talking about it? Then hey, they might as well go ahead and everyone to their thing. But oh my God, but how many women here would be willing to do that, and then get divorced at the end because the man is not in cahoots? He doesn't support you.
No. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
In the states where you live, are women pressured to sleep with bosses to get promoted?
Look, anywhere you are, yes.
You can compare it to Nigeria. Nigeria, there's nothing they will do to that boss.
No, but let me say this though. let me tell you, be honest with you, everything in life is choice. There are some things that is choice.
Porsche says, I got fired because I refused to sleep with my boss.
Yes, it's choice. They do. They come to you, they say things that you say, no, I'm not doing it. In her case, you see, the reason why I'm against her.
Any girl in school under pressure abroad to sleep with her lecturers, I know what it is like.
Not well, they go to them, but it's not like under pressure because they know they'll be right out. Yeah. Yes. No.
I went to University of Ibadan. Yeah. I went to University of, I'm mentioning names of lecturers. I went.
No, I know it's very rampant in Nigeria. Yes.
Hear me witness. If you went to a Nigerian university, the pressure will be on you to sleep with a lecturer. Especially if you see, let me tell you, people that are not beautiful, they don't understand this. Let's just explain this. There's a level of fine you will find. Your lecturer want to sleep with you, and if you don't sleep with you, I know a girl whose entire result for a whole semester was missing, and if she didn't pass that course, the course is what you call had a prerequisite pass. It's like 102, so you do 202. If you don't do 102, you cannot do 202, and if you don't pass 102, you cannot do 202. Then you cannot do so automatically. By failing 102, you have an extra year from 100 level.
Yeah.
That course.
Okay, she was roaming. Yeah.
Daddy
Freeze. Here though, you do it, but guess what? Sexual harassment. They're afraid of the lawsuit, everything.
Such thing until in Nigeria, unless you carry a camera on your body and go and capture in the corner, he will most likely get away with it.
But Daddy Freeze, let's go back to this married woman. This particular case, you see, every case is different though. This my thing. Let me tell you my bone of contention with this woman. And now the man is leaving her. You see, that's the problem though. Because why did you do this? Are you doing this in the best interest of the family? And now he's leaving you because guess what? Because he wasn't part of it. So he just thought, oh, you sold your body for nothing and he's leaving you? Come on.
No.
So why did you do it?
No. We can't say she sold her body for nothing. She sold her body, yes, it is wrong, but we cannot say she sold her body for nothing.
No, that
she sold her
this
body.
Is leaving her though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she sold her body for the best of her family. Her family upgraded. Her husband could not get the current job he has if not for that incident. Everything she has done over the last 5 years or so has been directly dependent. Better healthcare. Do you know how much healthcare is in Nigeria?
But he's leaving her. So that's why I'm saying for nothing, because at the end of the day, he's not appreciative of what she did. He's against her. So what is the use? That's my thing though. So the people are the thing going, oh, because you're American. No, if both of them had agreed that, hey, look, this is, then he's doing this, I'll go, no, that's wrong. But she did it thinking that she was going to help the family. Then what? Family she doesn't have. Marriage she doesn't have.
All right. Let us buy stars. Please go and buy stars. We have somebody here.
Someone is speaking. We can't hear.
What?
Uh-oh. She doesn't even know she's live.
Doesn't know she's live. Let's hear the conversation a bit.
Oh my God.
Say anything.
Our conversation is boring, Joe. Let's talk about
Chris.
All right. Official Cheesy is here.
Okay.
What's that mother sacrifice for kids? Absolutely. It's called family planning. Please, if you're watching on TikTok, share the video on TikTok. Big shout out to you guys on TikTok. Love you guys on TikTok. Send me gifts. Beatrice just sent me 22 roses. Thank you so much. I'm going to hail everybody who sent me gift for TikTok. I TikTokers, send me gifts on TikTok. You guys are amazing. Mwah. Hey, Facebook family, YouTube family, you guys are amazing.
That is the phrase. I think there are people. There are people actually in support of this behavior. So because I want to hear from them to really know, because it doesn't make sense to me. My key thing is you're married, you work with your family, you work with your partner. You do not step outside the marriage to mix. That's my thing. I could be wrong. I could be in the minority.
You see. When I was growing up, one of the reasons why I didn't get along well with my parents is because most of the time they were judging me. In time they were supposed to use to spend to bond with me, they were judging me. And I find out that Nigerians generally are very judgmental. It's wrong. We know it's wrong. But I thank God for, that's why I say I thank God for my circumstance. God forbid if you had a child who had cancer and somebody says, you know what, I'm going to pay the radiation bill, sleep with me. As a mother, you would think about it.
Oh, no. That's a different thing altogether. Let me say this. Let me tell you why.
It's the same.
No.
Oh,
you know what? Let me tell you why this is painful. Why is it painful? This man that you sacrificed for, you sacrificed for, is leaving you. He wants to divorce you because he does not believe in what you did.
Now, let me tell you, if I found out that my same thing for my child, I would still.
No. You see, but that your child, let me tell you one thing. That you did it for your child. That child will not leave you. That child will not desert you. Yes.
Oh,
that
really?
child will not desert you. No, that's the difference, though. The child you did it for will not desert you. Honestly. But the man you did it for is deserting you. That's the difference.
No. You see, that's part of the selective morality we have. The child is going to a good school. How did he? His father's 120,000 that was earning, would he have gotten out of that school?
But okay, that you mean the thing is the children will benefit from, but the man she did it for to get a job is divorcing her. So it doesn't really, because some of these Nigerians that are saying that's the norm, it's scary though. It's really scary. Because if this is what happens in Nigeria and everybody's cool with it, then we have a problem.
You see, listen, I always say this. If you live in a society where the God provides for you, you can never understand the society. I've sat down with people who told me their stories. I'm starting a series called Daddy Freeze on the Street. And I sat down with people who told me that the kind of things they have to do to get by. Some people are more honorable than other people. Some people will look away. And let me also tell you something that you guys need to know. If you're famous, you can't understand what a famous person goes through. If you're not beautiful, you can't understand what a beautiful person goes through. An average girl will say, me, I will not. Baba, when your whole life is hanging in front of you because you refuse to sleep with one lecturer, you will consider it. And because you are going to that same school, yes, you don't get, but B, you don't get. Nobody even want to find boyfriend except for you hard. Come be say lecturer, go on live a fine wife, can't sleep with you. You've got to understand that, you see, when we're judging people, we've got to walk in their shoes first before we judge them.
Wow, that is scary though.
Cheesy, I want to bring you on. I've been trying to bring you on since, but your network is accepting you. I've sent you requests. I think you need to get the latest Instagram.
Like maybe they need to upgrade. No, this is scary though. So in other words, whatever she did was justified.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Not justified.
Hi, I'm good. Good evening.
Put ourselves inside a situation. We are judging this situation from afar. Let me give you an example of this kind of behavior. Will Smith slapping
Chris Rock. Chris Rock.
And people saying that the Will Smith should not mind that he's still rich anyway. You are poor. So you think in life, that is why you think that Will Smith's career literally died. It will take a tombstone moving away for him to be resurrected career-wise. He is rich, and he's going to be rich till he dies. But the problem is his life is not determined by wealth. There's a line you cross. It's like Messi and Ronaldo.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to win the Ballon d'Or. The other one is going to go home crying. The fact that he has $50 million in his account from that year's work does not take away the fact that he lost on the Ballon d'Or. But you see, because you are poor, you are looking at him that, oh, he's rich anyway. He's been rich for 10 years. Rich is a constant. Ballon d'Or is not a constant. Will Smith is rich. Rich is a constant. You are poor. So you are looking at it as an achievement. Will Smith got rich 30 years ago. And he has been in that circle of wealth for the last 30 years. Wealth is a constant in his life. His career is what goes up and down. His career is shaky. His career drops. So he's no longer, the career that used to be a constant before is now no longer a constant. You are looking at the wealth. Why? Because you don't know what wealth is. So what I tell you is insert yourself in the situation first. And when you are inserting yourself in the situation, insert yourself with all the parameters. Remember, she has a very, very big front and a very big back. Let me tell you, there are women that nobody will offer it to you, let it be your husband. The reason why it was offered to her was because the guy found her irresistible. Do you know what it is for you to have 2 spots or 1 spot in an a year and get it? You are ready to gamble it for a night of lovemaking. You could not be the woman that
doesn't make it all okay, though.
So it doesn't make it okay. But when we are judging, let us understand that you have never been tempted before.
Is it 1981? Let me say this, Dr. Daddy Freeze. You know, most people that are putting this here, let me say this. I came to America young. I worked as a waitress. I worked as what do you call it? Bedpan nurse. I really suffered and put myself through law school. So this would I say privilege. No, there are some temptations along the way, but you have to learn to say no to some things. It's going to take you longer time to achieve, but it's doable. That's all I'm saying. So those of them that are saying, because you're in America, do you know what I have to suffer to get to where I was or where I am right now? Let's forget about that. I'm saying these people had potential. They were going to get there. Just be patient a little bit. Now look at what is costing her. At the end of the day, she doesn't have the marriage. She doesn't. So who did she do this for? No, that's all I'm saying. But if that's the norm in Nigeria, then who am I to say that is wrong? So go ahead, hon. I'll let somebody else, say something.
I would say, don't judge a person until you have walked in the person's shoes, worn the shoes, and walked a mile. As much as we all have our different moral barometers and what guides us, what we can do and what we cannot do, most times we would not know what we can do until we have found ourselves in those shoes. Mm-hmm. That being said, all I would say is to each their own. They would have decided. I always talk about goalposts. They would have decided as a couple. She would have made up her mind to talk, either to tell her husband about it, what to do or what not to do. They decided about it. But everything has a consequence. The first consequence here was the husband got the job. They had a better standard of living. The next consequence is the husband found out and he's leaving her. So she has to bear the consequences. It has come to this point that the man cannot be married to her anymore because of what happened. She's going to learn to move ahead. It's happened. I mean, the milk has been spilled. The water has gone under the bridge. If the man is at the point where he cannot.
Okay, what happened? Uh-oh.
All right, while we're waiting for her, guys, go to Facebook, Daddy Freeze, AREEZE. Go and buy 720, 704 right now watching this live. You guys are stingy. Come to Facebook and buy Stinjos. In fact, I'm turning off the live. Let me go and sit down with my wife and watch TV and relax in her arms. Instead of sitting down here in the middle of the night and having this discussion with stingy people. Go to Facebook right now. Go and buy me stars. We are. Big shout out to TikTok people. Thanks for your gifts. YouTube, I love you guys. Facebook people, let me see your stars. If I don't see 5 stars, I'm offing this live in 10 minutes.
Sorry about that. I had the call coming in.
Okay.
So I was saying that she and her husband, she could have decided with the husband. She would have told him look, this is what is on the table. But since she didn't do that, she has to live with the consequences of it. Now the man has to move on. And what is the essence of a relationship if the other party is no longer in the relationship with you? Why do you want to salvage a marriage that your partner's mind has left? He's no longer there with her. They're no longer on the same level. They don't operate on the same wavelength anymore because he found out that he did what she did. So be it as it may, it has happened, it has happened. She should learn how to count her losses and move on. It has happened. There's nothing else she can do about it except if the man is going to change his mind. But if he's falling out of love with her, he's no longer happy, he cannot see her as his wife anymore, and he does not want to continue the relationship, it means the relationship, the integrity of the relationship has been compromised. The very fabric of the relationship has been destroyed by this act. Even if he discovered years after, it's happened. She should go, count her losses, mend her heart, and move on, learn her lesson. If there is any lesson she has to learn from it, it's happened.
Don't do this for another man. That's the lesson there. Do not.
Well, maybe discuss it with the man. Be sure that is what you guys want to do before you do it. I'm not going to say do it or don't do it. It's up to her what she wants to do. But she should be on the same page with the person she's doing it for and the family she's doing it for.
Yes.
That's how I see it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good. But, I mean, they should have agreed on what is to be done and when to do it.
Well,
thank you very much.
Go and Cheesy, go and upgrade your internet. Get your latest Facebook. It's hard to bring you on like this. Official Cheesy, I'm talking to you, girl. Go and get the latest. Hear your thoughts on this matter. But it's impossible to bring you on. Now, a lot of people are saying abroad people making comments on this particular issue are from a privileged standpoint. I'm sorry, all abroad people, don't be angry, but you are privileged. The reality of Nigeria has not set in for you before. The reality of Nigeria is you will have salary and still have to sleep with someone to feed. It's that bad. The Bible talks of a period when women had to eat their own children. Remember the situation where they ate their own child and then it was time to eat the other person's child, the other person carried. It was a biblical reality of famine. If you've not been in war, if you've not lived through war, you would not understand what the reality of war is. Some people say, yeah, because she was not educated. Oh, do you know the reality of some lives? I've had girls come to work in my house as maids for 1 year so they can save 350,000 naira, which is the equivalent of $500. I remember
Daddy Freeze, we work hard here. We work very hard.
But a normal job that is hard. It works at 8 years, 500. A live-in maid. She just said, you know what? Every month I need you to put this aside for me in my I want to be saving this and then give me this amount so that I can live on this. At the end of the year, by the time I calculated it, what she was going to go home with was 350K, which is less than $500. Let me just round it off to $500. $500 for a year's work. You get 1 weekend a month as holiday. You work the rest, Friday to Sunday. It's a tough reality. I do not support sin. I would leave a woman who committed adultery anyway, but I will not bash her. That's the difference. If our situation situation was the kind of situation. In this particular situation, the woman wanted a better life than they were getting. But I want to tell you for free, you are earning 120,000 naira in Nigeria today, you will suffer. You will suffer. Your children's meals will never be balanced. You can never balance your children at 120,000 naira a month unless you are living on a farm. You're living in Lagos and earning, or Port Harcourt and earning 120,000 naira a month. Your children will never eat balanced diet, not once a year.
That is crazy. Okay, the way most people are sounding here, you're sounding like it's justified. That's the norm. That's what people do in Nigeria. So it's okay.
It's not just.
I don't think it sounds justified. It's just this reality of the situation.
Understand that
when something is reality and acceptable, then it's okay.
No.
Reality doesn't make it acceptable.
It doesn't make it acceptable, but it's the reality.
It's the reality.
And if you are faced with problems, like that's what I said. I've seen women. I've had women come to me. I said that
desperate measures.
Ready to sleep with you. My child is going to die if you don't give me 50K. If I was Randy and 50K to save your child, am I going to say she's a bad mother? She's probably run around and seen that that's the only thing that she can do now to get the money to save her child.
Okay. You know, when I said that, people were saying that I was trying to be selective. No. When it gets to that, when you mean desperate measures, that's a desperate measure. But based on the fact, what you have just said, this man has a job that is not okay for them, is this, and she went and sleep with somebody so he can make millions. How desperate is that? Is that a desperate measure? Why didn't you discuss it with your husband? Why get a job?
There are two types of illnesses. There are chronic illnesses and there are acute illnesses. That woman with the child ready to sleep for 50K had an acute problem. The child was going to die now. The one whose husband is earning 120K a month has a chronic problem. The desperation is not as acute as the acute, but she at her future. She can see that her children are not going to get an education. She's looking at her future. She knows her qualifications. She also understands that her husband, remember the story, the husband is not ambitious. So she knows the husband is not going to push himself double to get away in life. I'm not saying abroad with 120K a month, you cannot train children in Unilag. Because 20K a month, remember your parents are retired. They are constantly asking for money. So monthly, at least a chunk of that your 120, ask a typical Nigerian, out of 120K a month, how much you give your parents? I'm one of the lucky few. That's why sometimes when I make statements about my mom, I try to put a balance that if your parents are rich, remember the statement I made once, I said if your parents are rich, there is no blessing giving them money. But if your parents are poor, there is a blessing. Do you know some parents, every month there is a certain allowance that has to go from the children to the parents, or else the parents will die?
Definitely.
So hold on, you are earning 120 a month. Your father and mother are a problem. Your brothers and siblings are, not all of them are doing well. They have family problem. Your wife has family problem. At the end of the day, what is probably getting to your table is about maybe 90K if you are lucky. Out of that 90K, you are going to pay bills, you're going to service car, you're going to buy diesel. The woman sat down holistically and looked at her life and said, how long do I want to do this for? And the opportunity came. She didn't go hunting for the opportunity. I swear to you, I pray that you don't have those kind of problems, because you will think about it. You will think about it. This is one thing. And is one of those guys that is content with the 120K, doesn't mind. Abroad, if you're earning 120K equivalent of naira a month, once you're able to live in a small house that is your size, your children will go to free school. You have free healthcare in most parts of Europe. I don't know about America. Most parts of Europe,
like very poor, wretched. If not, you pay for your health. Mm-hmm.
If you are very poor and rich, the government pays for you, Abby. Very good. 120K a month in America.
They get the money back eventually.
No, Nigerian wants to live that way.
120K a month is very poor. You will be taken care of in any society you live in. So you can never understand because, like I said, you are privileged. I can't understand what it means to send my mother money. I don't understand it. How? Just like the story of a girl who called me the other day and said she earns $4,000 a month and her mother earns $16,000 a month because her mother is on the board of the nurses in the hospital. I forgot what she said. And she was an upcoming nurse and she was making after tax $4,000 a month, and her mom was making about $16,000 a month after tax. And her mom still insists that she must give her money. I said, your mother is a witch. So someone like that cannot understand what it means like for you to have a mother who, if you don't send her that check every month, she's going to starve. Because Nigeria, the reality of Nigeria is different. All my uncles and aunties abroad are on a pension. They've done well. They had just one child or two children. So they are okay. Nigerian reality is different. You have 8 children. Out of the 8, you'll be lucky 2 are doing well. The whole 6 remaining are leaning on those children. You work. The moment you cannot work again in Nigeria, the moment you retire, you become tired and you become somebody's brother.
Depending on your children.
So the Nigerian reality is a twisted reality and is multifaceted. You are hearing 120K a month, you are assuming it in your American mind that it's him and his wife and his children. It's him, his wife's mother, his wife's brothers, his own mother, his own brothers, his own uncle in the village, his own responsibilities. He still has to pay tithe if he's a dumb Pentecostal. So, how do you expect him to raise a family on that? Now, his wife probably is nagging him at home, get a better job. And he's like, look, I've not gotten. And then this offer falls on her lap, being the curvy, sexy woman.
Not that, Chris, you and this curvy and sexy.
Let me tell you the truth. 90% of Nigerians watching me live would sleep to get an oil company gig
Of course,
in this country.
yes, that's true. Not just Nigerian.
Huh?
But that's true.
In Nigeria today,
Wow.
I agree with you.
Here,
How many
if they an
People
oil company,
people do that for free. Talk more of when it comes to a job.
let me tell you something.
That's
Some
true.
married women are just single girls.
Married and
Me-
single.
Everybody.
Mix together.
Let me tell you,
Everybody.
the Nigerian reality is so desperate.
Including the men.
That's right.
In the Nigerian reality is so
That's-
desperate.
That's true.
You don't understand because people are abroad and you are earning dollars. One woman was telling me that
That's
COVID,
true.
making 20K a week as a nurse. 20K a week is what somebody will earn in 5 years living in this Nigeria. 20K
God
20K
forbid.
was about 10 million naira during COVID. It's about 20 million naira now. During COVID, it was about 10 million naira. Let's do math. If you're earning 200K a month, in a year, you will earn 2.4 million.
Mm-hmm.
It will take you 4 years to earn 10 million that somebody earned in 1 week.
That's
You've got to be able to understand these people's reality. Before we judge them, we need to understand their reality. And I know a nurse who earned that 20K a week for like 8 months. Some of you are nurses. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Because people are just keeping quiet to say, hey, Daddy Freeze doesn't know anything. Me, I even earn 25. Let me just not talk. So Daddy Freeze will not tell me to pay him tithe. Look, you are walking away with $100,000 a month. This is $100,000. It's more money than some people will see in their entire
lifetime. Mm-hmm.
So when you start wearing your court shoes to start judging, you are putting unnecessary pressure on people without. Yes, I understand the Nigerian narrative is greedy. Yes, we are a greedy people.
I was going to say
there is no
greed?
content contentment. The church, even religion, does not teach contentment in Nigeria. I agree.
Yeah.
But 120 naira a month, you can never live a content. You will suffer.
That's the spirit. That's poverty.
Naira a month, you can be content.
What can you even do with that?
Sorry?
I was asking what by the way, good evening, everyone. I was asking what somebody can do with 120,000 naira,
You can,
in a month, in a week. Did I say week?
in a month.
A month.
No.
Now, guess what? Hold on. I left the radio last year. About this time last year, I resigned. Ada is here. Even though Ada don't want to talk about her salary and all that. My salary was 266,000 naira a month. That was my salary on the radio. Imagine I didn't have my side hustles. Not everybody on the radio has side hustles. I know some people that they live from, I know that I don't want to start mentioning their names. Ada enter there, make I start to mention names of people where they live for that salary, with that salary in their life. Do you know? Ada, do you know what it means? How are you going to survive on that?
But that phrase, even here, some people live from paycheck to paycheck.
Paycheck to paycheck is okay. You cannot live paycheck to paycheck on 266,000 naira a month. It's impossible. You will suffer.
Well, that's true. You know, look at the rate of the desperation that would make people take risk traveling overseas through deserts, through ocean. That rate of desperation is enough to get anybody to do anything to get money.
Let me tell you something here. Each time I take my kids out, all those pictures you see when I take my kids out to the restaurants, the average bill is about 100K. I take on the weekend to take my kids out to a restaurant. You will spend minimum, say the restaurant, a cheap restaurant, you go spend like 60K. The last one we went to, because it was on the island here, it's not far, we spent 74K. And that's like the cheapest. Average, we will spend like 110, 100, just to have a meal out. We are privileged. The average Nigerian, that meal that we ate is the equivalent of his 1 month's work. Now, you see,
I wonder how they survive. I wonder at times.
There are things that apply abroad. You guys have overtime. Baba, anytime you close, now be your closing time.
Yeah, you can do more jobs. You can do more jobs
Not all I have overtime. You see,
but you can have two jobs. You can do one job during the day, do some extra job.
Returns through.
Doing that
Their
job,
children generate income for them.
Huh?
You know.
What?
Yeah, there are people, for example, okay, let's say example is tax season. People are filing taxes, they're earning their children, most of them are getting money back. We don't have such privilege back home.
No. Some of us pay tax. Listen,
sorry?
Some of us pay tax, yes, and they do not give us back. You pay more to the government.
It depends, but at least I'm saying.
Yeah, but
okay,
at least you get something. You get some child credit back. You get something for child credit.
No, it's only. You see, that's the thing. You guys get the wrong. If I'm a lawyer here and I've been here for a long time, you get child credit if you have.
Me too.
If you earn a certain amount, it's not everyone that gets child credit.
I'm just saying. I'm comparing that to where we're coming from.
Yes.
No, I'm comparing that to where we're coming from.
And it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
What qualifies for child pay?
Okay, if you earn such an amount and they compensate, you say, okay, you don't have enough money, but you have to work, and then they give you child credit to compensate you, at least for you to come to level of low income. That's if you're below a certain amount of income bracket. Then they'll say, okay, at least you'll be able to feed your family.
Income there, at least low income there. At least there's compensation for people who don't have enough.
Hold on.
But it's at least $200,000. At least $200,000.
No, not true. Where'd you get these things from? No. If you no. Even in California that I said 200,000 is like high income. You don't get
200,000 is high.
You do. If you have kids, you do. Kids that are less than 17, you do.
Listen, if you have kids, 120,000, you get child credit because it's considered medium income.
Yeah, but how many people earn more than 120,000? How many people are in
The
that
bottom
bracket? So
line
almost
is,
everybody, the average person
but,
is less than those six figures.
but you know, the bottom line is that whether you earn higher or you don't earn
Yeah,
higher, at least there's a compensation for
thank
those
you.
of them with
There is a provision. There's a
There's a
provision.
provision for them. We don't have that back home. So that's just the point I was trying to
I
make
understand
when I mentioned that.
you're making. Here in stays a help. When you are poor, listen, they give you something to at least to feed and pay your
To cushion it.
Yes, so and you're still considered low income and you live in poverty. People can see where you live. That's okay. But in Nigeria, you don't have that system. Yes, I know.
That cushion isn't there. That cushion is missing.
I understand.
And that's the problem. That's
countries, you even get every month. UK, you get monthly. Canada, you get monthly. So we don't have it
for the
back home
kids,
either.
for your
So
children, yes.
that's right.
We don't compare Nigeria to America, though, when it comes to things like that. However, what I'm saying is this, because I know family members that we support in Nigeria from here. We know how hard it is. What I'm saying now, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Nigeria is not hard. I'm just saying
Someone
this woman
out credit when I made 240K.
and that's all.
Guys.
So why would you sacrifice yourself for a man or a family? And the person doesn't appreciate they are leaving you. Is it worth it?
But I get asked that question. How about someone ask me that question? Sorry. I think I came in the middle of the week.
Yes. That the freeze ask her. Ask her. Go ahead.
Daddy, please ask me the question now. I think I came in late. So what's going on?
God bless you. Apparently, some lady, is a long story, so I get it as much as possible. Her husband was earning 120K a month. Her husband was a chemical engineer. Finished
Sorry,
with
her husband was earning how much?
120K a month, naira.
Okay.
What happened was her husband was earning about 500-600K a month. Then recession came in 2016 and they all lost their jobs. He was a contract staff, so he was sacked. I know contract staff, they don't really get anything. So he now moved from the oil company he was working at to an oil servicing company that was paying about 120K a month.
Okay.
Now, that was definitely a dip in there. It's not like the 600K was that much, but they could live off it. Then all of a sudden, first of all, he was home for like 6 months, so they depleted all their resources, and then he gets a job that is very demanding, and he gets paid only 120K a month.
Okay.
Now, the wife was looking for a job for him. They both agreed, look for a job for me. So she met some guy at her bank where she worked, and she was like, sir, my husband works in an oil company. And now she's very curvy.
And that was 5 years ago, right? Not today.
She gathered a fine woman 5 years ago is a fine woman today.
No, I understand. I mean the money, the worth. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
I did live call with her. I did video call with her husband. The woman is still fine. She's still hot. The guy now told her that he said, you know what? I have 2 slots or 1 slot. I've forgotten what the story was. A year. Let's just assume she 2 slots. Because his land in the village, he is one of the representatives of the village people that liaise between the village community and the oil company. So the oil company can explore oil in their town so that there will be peace, so that they can talk to the kings. They give these people kickbacks. Oil companies do it all the time. So one of his privileges, apart from money, was he had 2 slots into the oil company, but the person had to read a relevant course.
Okay.
Do you understand? It was his 2 slots. It doesn't have to come from his community. This is us to you for helping us bridge between your community and us. You have 2 slots a year. Do you understand? But the person has to qualify. So he now talked to the girl. He said, look, I have these 2 slots. It's guaranteed. I can give your husband 1. But this thing that your husband is enjoying, I have to enjoy it. That was the exact language he used. Said, I have to enjoy it too. The woman went home angry. What do you mean? She got home, sat at home, no lights, no money to buy petrol in the generator. Nigerian reality hit. A third time she considered, and the guy was a good-looking, fine guy. You understand what I mean? So they entered a contract. She slept with the guy. 1 month, that husband was given a job, full staff, all the fringe benefits. The husband now currently earns 6 million naira a month. The husband now found out, I think it was going through her phone or something. He now found out what she did. The husband now thought, I can't do this relationship anymore. Blah, 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 blah. I don't trust that you don't make decisions like sure, blah, 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 blah. Of course, the husband too is privileged now. He's earning 6 million. His future, even if they're going to sack him today, they're going to give him like 300 million or 200 million. You know how oil companies work.
But what was she thinking? What was she thinking? You know, such a bet is like telling somebody your top secret or sending somebody to go get rid of somebody. Eventually, the person will tell on you someday. Because if she started, I mean, if a man give me such a proposal, for how long do I intend to do that? Any day I don't do it, you're definitely gonna tell on me. So why would I even get into it?
Oh, wait. You're saying you're not going to get into it, you're not going to do it?
I'm saying, because such a thing, if you start it, how long do you intend to do it? You will always want to do it. The person will always ask for more.
I think this case was a one-off offer.
No, unless you're not terrible. If you are good, the person will keep wanting more.
What happened was she went to spend like a weekend or a week with the guy at a resort. That was the deal. So that husband was office work. Do you understand? The cover letter was the guy was on their biggest.
Thank you, Samaria. I thought I was the only one. I'm not going to do it.
Spent a week in a resort with the guy, all expense paid. All she had was calling.
If I were the one, I wouldn't do it. And I'll tell you reasons why I wouldn't do it. Because there's nothing that is hidden that won't be revealed someday. That's number one. If he enjoyed it and we enjoyed ourselves, he would always ask for more. And any day I say
the contract.
No,
you see, listen, the problem with was they get
unless the person knows sweet now. Unless the person knows sweet.
No.
That's number two.
They no longer have that.
Don't cheat to help anyone. Work with your partner.
Why would you know that even for me, I've learned in life that even as a woman, for me to do, let's say for example, I'm a student and I have my boyfriend or my husband, and then I had to pay money to sort my courses out. Do you know, even for me to tell my husband that I paid to get sorted out, one day it will be used against me. So why would I want to do a thing as heavy as that? Because I'm trying to justify or trying to get him. Let him go out and hunt himself. I won't do it.
You see, Samaria.
I can do it for myself, but I can't do it for somebody.
Okay. Bring Nigeria.
I gotta go. Go ahead and bring someone in Nigeria.
All right.
So you can, yes.
All
okay.
Right.
God bless you all. Nice talking to you. Bye-bye.
Nice meeting you.
Welcome.
I will come here and sit down on my high horse and say it is bad, it is nonsense. I will actually be my wife if she does something like that. However, I need to be very... This person is here saying, Organa lie. Let me just block you so you don't have to hear our lies. I'm not very tolerant of idiots. I hope you know that. Joe Boy, whatever it is that you wanted to say. Joe Boy. Listen to somebody's name. J Boy Two Fin. You go no see na local riffraff. Someone say Samaria, don't do, I'm tired. Please, who is in Nigeria? Who has experienced such in Nigeria?
In the talk. No mind, I'll do it with them.
Abroadarians, your own time don't reach. Abroadarians, anything you can do now is to go and buy stars on Facebook. Go to Facebook. I want to bring local people who have
You can remove me. Thank you. Nice being here.
On hanging out with you. So I'm here.
Same here.
That is pretty sorry. I think I heard what you were saying earlier. Okay, if that has to do with life and death, then I wouldn't mind because life is at stake. But if it's just for a comfort, for a man's comfort, I wouldn't do it.
Even if it's life.
Sorry?
You think your husband will be happy even if it is life and death?
If it has to do with life, I would do it to save that life.
Let me ask you a question.
I don't care if he's happy about it.
Will you sleep with someone to save your mother?
To save my mom. Well, let's start with I don't have a mom, so I don't know what it feels.
Imagine you had a mom. You see, listen, I might understand if it's our child. You understand? I understand. God forbid, I'll never pray to be in that situation. You understand me? But I've seen people have to do desperate things for their kids. But if it is your mom, I can never understand. Or your dad.
If it's my mom, then my dad should go do it for her. Anyone else can do it. It mustn't be me.
That's what I'm saying. Someone said, Samaria, I thought you were disciplined and rigid. Samaria is principled. She will only do it for herself. Oh, yeah. I remember that movie, Indecent Proposal. Who is here in Nigeria today? I don't want abroad. Abroad, please. Don't. If I bring you on and I see that you're abroad, I will just remove you straight. I don't want abroad people. I want local people now. Abroad people now don't talk tire. Because you people don't understand how privileged you are. Abroad people know they ever understand, say, privilege, they their side. They don't know, say they're lucky. This is, who is in Nigeria? Nigeria guy, please, I have 28 people, 27 people now waiting to come. Out of that 27, 90% of them are Abroadarians. That's why I know. Me, I can't do it for any man. Estimated house. Send me a request. Someone said, is Samaria married, please? This person said, we no get light.
This is what they see for dream every day. I don't know what happened.
They see who for dream? Who they see for dream?
I don't see for dream like 3 times, though.
Me. This is always I'm going to say.
That's what forgive me.
One light alive. Yeah, one more. Okay, I go bring abroad people. I don't see the Nigerian people no get light. Hey, okay, Lynette, don't join. Lynette, where are you? What part of the world?
England.
Yeah, give us your Abroadarian mentality.
But I'm supporting the lady.
Why?
I think she did what she had to do. Secondly, you said the man never cheated on her. How come he now has a new girlfriend all of a sudden and he wants to marry the new girl?
Been separated for a year.
And all of a sudden he met someone in a year and he wants to marry the person.
You know,
that means he's been nursing the feeling of leaving this woman all along.
No.
And after 5 years, how did he find the text message?
Huh?
After 5 years, how did he find the text message?
Thank you for that
After
question.
5
To
years.
tell you it's a continuous process. It didn't start at
No,
that.
it wasn't a continuous process. Apparently, I don't know. I should ask that question.
After 5 years, how did he find the text message? What was he looking for?
Once
what was he looking for?
Can always be eaten.
That man is a liar.
He's
a cheat.
They are not telling us the truth.
If he's divorcing that woman, he has to pay her off. At least 100 million or 200 million, whatever, he has to pay her off.
100 million or 200 million.
Look at the woman eye. She don't they do and they go.
That woman helped his life. Okay, if he was not elevated, will his new girlfriend even want to marry him? He's now a high-class man, high earner. Now, all of a sudden, this girl wants to marry him because he's a big boy.
You see, that's why you're not supposed to even do it. Because it will be used against you. And the person
she didn't
doing
know
it,
he will find out. She didn't know.
Why wouldn't he find out?
Just
why would you want to hide the skeleton?
No, she didn't know.
Why?
She didn't know.
You want to do something and think you get away with it?
Everyone was telling her to do it. And if she didn't do it, the man would probably, maybe by now, he wouldn't even have a job. There's so many first-class students that don't have a job in Nigeria. 10 years, graduating from UNN. They don't have one job. You get? I know some people. I know a guy graduated first class from my school, UNN. He doesn't have a job till now. He's always asking me money on Facebook. Very intelligent guy. So maybe the guy will still not be able to get a job. Maybe his life would have gone from 0 to nothing by now. So the woman got a shot and she took it. And how are you sure that man has not been messing around? How many men are faithful in Nigeria? How is it even possible that he's faithful?
Good question.
That man is a liar. He just knows how to play his game well. Now he has brought out his girlfriend. How did he find out that the wife was slept with the boss after 5 years? This woman has changed her phone, probably changed her SIM, probably deleted
he has
the
always
messages.
known, but he kept quiet.
No. You don't know that. Listen, when something wants to happen, you go catch them. It just will happen by luck. Oh, somebody sent me stars. Make I hail the people where they send me stars. Oh. Melago and Sete sent me 530 stars. Chuk Ogun sent me 530 stars. Prince Fidelis sent me 50 stars. Charles Uzeke and Sahid, thank you guys so very much. I appreciate you guys. We are send me stars. Make her the hail now. Why are you yapping the girl? Why are you saying she has? That's not nice. She's a pretty girl. Stop it.
Oh, I love it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't bother.
You're a fine girl.
I have a big note, but I'm blessed with too much money, baby. Don't worry about my note.
Thank you.
I was even wanting Miss Lagos with this note, so don't bother. You're probably not going anywhere in your life. Do you know this note? This note that's taking me to places. Old there.
The Nigerian is coming out now.
No, let me tell you something. I feel for that woman. I love that she went out all the way. She sold her. Thank you. That's Lynette. I love that she went all the way to help her husband. The man is just being ungrateful.
Don't help you sell your market. You go and buy stars.
Okay, so I will. Don't worry about that one. I'll buy. I want that woman to pick up her pieces, get some money off the man, and move on. The man should just settle her out. When the man should first of all leave the job, because he can't be in that job and be feeding another woman off it. Secondly, if he leaves the job, he should still remember that if not for that platform that the wife gave him at first, he wouldn't be where he is going to now. He has gathered at least 5 years work experience. So any company will hire him and pay him more.
If I were him, I would forgive her.
Yes, he should forgive. Go to therapy.
Yeah.
He will try. He should try and heal. You understand? Because this other woman is also going for the money.
Men don't forgive, right?
They don't.
They don't forgive.
But
men
situation helps him.
It's easy for a man to cheat, but the moment they get cheated on, they never forget or forgive. They will hurt forever.
Nigerian men. Some Oyibo men, they do forgive.
Some do. As a people don't agree. They do.
Some men forgive. Some Yoruba men, sorry to say, some Yoruba men, their wife will go and do finish, and they'll collect money.
At this time of the night, most of my audience, America. So,
because it's afternoon in America.
So over to you, sir. Let's get
Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze. You see this this new lady that came in. I'm not in supporting in what you're saying. You know, ever since you came in, you know, I'm sorry, you know, you may be right, but let me just tell you something. I think what is really happening here in this case, you know, I believe I'm a man, right? You know, I believe if the wife, you know, discussed it with the guy, like, you know, the former lady that left, you know, that was there, she said a lot of things that I agreed with. You see, in this issue, it shouldn't be that it's in Nigeria alone or, you know, anywhere. You see, relationship is supposed to be, you know, agreement between, you know, the husband and the wife. Of course, we know this. For me, I won't blame the lady either. You know, that is, as a man, I won't blame the lady.
You know, I'm here in I'm here in America. I know a lot of things that is going on, right? Now, in this case, this lady, the mistake that she made, she should have called, the husband and discuss it with with him. So if he chooses to go along with the, with the plan, that would be like an agreement. Do you understand? So, but for for her to go ahead,
no man
and
will
another
take
thing,
that.
no,
No man will
just
take that.
give me
Nigerian men
1
have
minute.
pride.
Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. You see, I believe the only issue here, and the only thing that is making this man to feel like, feel too bitter about the whole issue is because the wife hid the whole thing from him. And he find out. Thank you.
From the one,
Thank
what
you.
if he
has known from
Thank
the
you.
beginning?
Thank
What
you.
if he
If
suspended or he knew
even
and quiet?
Yeah.
Samara, even maybe after she, she did the whole thing, and now came out, and explained to the husband. I believe, the husband would have agreed, or maybe have some sympathy, or have some, some compassion. Like, okay, I know you did it for me, you did it for us as a family, but for her to hide everything. We men, like, we hate that, our wives, hide such secrets from us.
Do you tell your wife?
Can I ask you one question, sir?
When you
please,
do you tell your wife?
Please,
Case, you have done
Samara,
like,
please go ahead.
let's reverse this. If it were to be you, would you have done anything like that?
See,
Just say yes.
No.
Okay.
No. See, the point I'm driving on is this. I won't say, what the lady did was right or was wrong. She did it for a purpose, but, in a wrong motive.
But
trust me, in a wrong
but men
motive.
cheat without a purpose.
No,
Women still forgive them.
Lady,
Let me
listen.
say something. Sorry, let me say something real quick before you continue. With the society we live in, even abroad, overseas, wherever, it doesn't matter where. A lot of people would do a thing like that.
Right.
People who would do it are even people who are rich still would do a thing like that. Rich people still do things to get contracts, even though they're right. So people who wouldn't do things like that are people that have self-value.
Right.
Aside this, no matter how much you have, even if her husband didn't have money, if that man were rich, she still may. In fact, possibility is there that she still would have done a thing like that.
Right.
Daddy Freeze. These women in politics, most of them, even though they are rich, they still do atrocities to getting higher and higher and higher. So I mean,
Tamara,
what it is. She did what she did.
Can I say one thing?
World in Nigeria.
Can I say one more thing? Now, I want to correct the notion of this, my other sister here, that, the husband has a plan before, that how in between 1 year found another person or find another lady. No, because let me tell you as a man, see, if 1 year is too much. 1 year is too much to find another person.
How did he find out?
The thing is this.
1 year is too much.
How did he find out?
1 year is too
5 years?
much, bro. 1 year is too much. That's what I'm saying.
For a married
1 year is too much.
man with children.
No.
See, you are heartbroken.
No.
You just came out from a cheating marriage. That you are living
1 year.
I beg. That man had this woman.
No. The thing is this. We'll both agree that what the lady did
So as I'm single
wrong.
now, like I broke up.
What the lady did was wrong.
Relationship now, I can't move on today. I'm dropping it right away. I don't need to wait for 6 months.
Oh my gosh. No, the thing is that let's all agree. Let's all agree that let's not put it as is a norm. It's a norm. It's like it's a normal thing to do in Nigeria. Let's condemn what is not right to be what is not right. If it was to be an agreement between the the two.
It be an agreement. A Nigerian man agree with his wife.
You as a wife, you can call your husband and say, see,
this our condition. It's not good for us.
No,
Please, I have an option.
It's a lie.
You can
Lie.
do that. You can do that as a man. You can.
It's a lie.
You know,
no man.
You're not in
that
America.
make it
Your
work.
rotation has changed. Your
Because
husband
even
will not
if,
kill you
yeah,
there. It's not possible. It's not possible. You cannot call your husband and tell your husband, I want to go and sleep with a man to give
did
you a
you
job.
discuss a thing like that?
The man will
What
kill
is
you
it?
and kill your mother and kill
Is
your
it now?
generation.
But
It's not
let me
possible.
tell you, sis, let me tell you, right? I can
Mhm.
discuss a thing. I can discuss a thing like that with you, but I'm not discussing it because I'm seeking your consent to go get it done. I can only suggest, see what this person is suggesting.
Right.
I do.
What
It's
do you
left
think?
for you.
But
I've seen men that I know most men will be like, yeah, you go ahead and do that, but tomorrow they will use it
no,
against you. That's it.
but for me as a man, I
It
won't
should be
allow
kept
any.
a secret.
I won't allow anybody.
That's a
I won't allow
secret
any
women
lady to
die
do that.
with. Women die with those kind
Hold
of secrets.
Hold on, guys. Let me even
I wouldn't want to do it with such a secret.
Houston Joes. You've been talking since. The boy Manuel, thank you so much. Daddy Freeze, bring
Thank you.
me on IG. My name is Ene Blaze. Since you
Daddy
said
Freeze,
question,
Daddy Freeze,
yes,
please find a way for us on Instagram to buy you stars or something like that.
if not, release,
Please,
I don't know.
because I feel pain. I feel pain when
Go on
when
Facebook. I buy it on
send you
Facebook.
something.
It's easy.
I can't send you stars on Instagram. I
Go
feel
on
pain.
Facebook.
Take his
You can buy
account
it
number
on
right
Facebook.
now. Let me text you his account
Ask
number,
him.
please.
Ask Daddy Freeze. I'm
I
Gucci
will give
Paul.
you. I'll get you the
Do
account
it on
number. In
Facebook.
fact, let me
I'm
screenshot.
I'm
I'll get
Gucci
it
Paul.
from you.
Ask him. See,
Buy it
Daddy
on
Freeze is
Don't worry, I have
listening.
the collector. I'm getting it on his behalf.
Go and buy it on Facebook.
Tamara,
I just took a
ask
screenshot of your
Daddy
name.
Freeze.
Hail Henry
Ask
Udoka.
Daddy Freeze. Ask Daddy Freeze. Let's not go there. Ask Daddy Freeze account number. I have his account number.
Oh,
I have it.
Great.
I have it.
Send
I'm
it,
Gucci Paul.
send it.
I'm
Is
Gucci
it-
Paul. The only Gucci Paul in California. Go and ask. The only one. Don't worry about that. So let's not debate for what we're saying. The real topic is, whatever the lady, has done, she should acknowledge it that yes, she did wrong, and she should learn from it, because maybe. But for me, I believe the husband should forgive her.
Yeah.
In regards from from the from the angle that she that she's doing it from. Do you get? Because
Okay, what if it's
she
a
did
continuous?
it. She did it not for self.
What if it's a continuous?
It's not.
No,
What if
it's not.
still?
No,
It's not.
no.
It's
According
not.
to the story,
Yeah.
according to that phrase, it's a contract.
It was just a one-off.
It's a contract.
Do you know
Like
that
they have a contract.
What if there are things the man? I mean, these are the things we heard. What about the ones we didn't hear? What if there's something else going on that we do not know about?
Absolutely,
That's a
absolutely.
There must
what
be
if.
Yeah.
You don't even know. That's
Yeah.
a what if.
It
Absolutely,
may not
you're
have.
right.
It may not have ended there. There may be others involved, because if you have the mindset, if you're able to do a thing like that,
Right.
that means there's possibility that you keep doing
That's
or you
poverty.
I support that notion.
It's poverty.
I support that notion, because that's why I disagree with my sister, because in the first place, the lady, no. You can't do such a thing. You can, according to the story, if we go back to the story, Daddy Freeze said, the husband was earning, like 600,000 from the beginning, after the whole thing, after the whole breakdown, and now coming back. So what gave the wife, the mind that the husband, seeing your husband, that he has the capacity, he has, is an,
He was okay.
chemical
He
engineering.
was okay
Of
with
course,
living with
and
120.
of course, he can still. That's the future, that
It's
that
poverty.
he can still get something
You
better.
see, they went from eating high and now started eating low. It's
No,
not
and
easy for them to
still
adjust.
hit
You
high.
can
They can
never
still
have
hit
enough.
high.
There's
They
something
could not
with
adjust.
money.
That's the
more
point.
you earn,
That's
you
the point.
earn
So
more.
we should just all agree that what she did is
It's
wrong.
a messy situation, but the man should forgive.
It's hard
He should
sometimes.
forgive. That's
It's
true.
hard.
If she stopped, if it
If
We
ended
women,
there,
we forgive worse things.
It's
should
hard,
forgive only if it ended there.
Sometimes it could be hard for for we men. We men sometimes like, oh
She could
no,
go her way. If
how
I
could
were her,
somebody?
I would go my way. If I were her, I would go my way, because
I believe
even
I
if
believe
you
you
forgive
guys.
me, I won't be at peace. So I don't think she will have that.
I believe you
freedom.
guys.
It can never be
You
the
guys
same.
should understand where
The
where the
man
story
should
is
pay her
coming from.
off for
I
the
believe
stress.
Right.
the men,
She used her body to get in this job. When the oil company pays him off, he should split the money 50-50 or give her everything and say, "Go, I don't need this."
I
thing."
He's been the one working the whole time. How you expect him to do that?
I believe in that.
Why would he
If
split the money 50-50?
Because she got him the job.
Chinwenma Edwin Maleno Aesthetic, thank you so much. Chuk Ogums, Henry Udoka, Ebiere, Rio Adams, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, come to how it is. This is how you buy stars. Just come to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. You will see today's video. I'm alone in the video. Don't worry, I'll still post the one with everybody. Go there and buy stars. Okay. Big shout out to Let, big shout out to Uchi Paul, and big shout out to Samaria, who has been dreaming of me lately.
Hey, Daddy Freeze. Not too much food, I beg.
Oh yeah.
I'm feeding.
So, final thoughts. Everybody, we're rounding off. We are run and go and buy me stars, all of you.
Okay. So my final thought is, firstly, I'm gonna apologize to the lady by my left, the way I attacked you. I'm so sorry. You know, I didn't mean it to be that harsh, but I was just disagreeing with what you said. So my final thought is that I believe, you know, there's a second chance, because our God is the God of second chance. So I believe in second chance, and I believe wherever that man, you know, may be right now, he should just have it in his mind to
forgive.
Second chance.
Forgive and watch her closely, or pay her off so she can settle in. Samaria, what do you think?
That was a big
pay her off,
one.
Shouldn't say.
Net, are you married?
Yeah, with 3 children.
Where's your husband?
He's in the other room downstairs.
I want to bring so we can ask him.
I'm with my little baby.
Don't worry. Some other time.
All right.
Someone said, "Paul, no later get points. Stand somewhere." Don't mind that. All right. Shehu says intimacy is not the same for women and men. The moment you understand this, the better. Someone said, let's forgive and go for therapy. Second chance to sleep.
Absolutely. Yeah.
People use like second chance to sleep with Dangote.
It's a lie. She won't do it. She's probably content.
No, I think she'll be sober. She'll be sober to not try it again. Like, you know, because I believe right now she has really, you know, learned her lesson.
I will hold her tight now, because this is the best time to get the best of her.
Yes.
So she'll behave herself.
Yes. You see, if they can amend it.
It will be difficult for him anyways, because his mind is already, his mind.
He should just cry it out. He'll be fine. He should just
cry it out.
You
know, you can be busy eating your food, and then when you remember that thing, like it's lose appetite.
Just the way it happens to the women too. It just happens to one man.
No,
do you know what they would do? Sorry, do you know what they would do?
Posting to Canada. He is going to go to Canada, and he's going to be paid as an expatriate.
You see, after the woman has elevated him.
Oh my God.
Experience.
That is hard.
But this company that the wife slept with will give him reference in his Canadian job.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what they would do?
Yes.
Did not become.
You're right. You're right.
He's benefiting from it. It's not fair.
Do you know what she should do? You remember I narrated a story some time ago. She should get someone else and have the man eat the food before her. That way they'll be even. I told you, let them be even. That way you stop talking about it. They'll be even on it.
Yeah.
I told you. You want to pass for someone I know.
No. That shouldn't be the.
That man has to go. He won't agree.
Samara,
he won't agree.
That shouldn't be the
so much for sending me stars. Thank you.
Imagine, Robin.
Let me go so I can go and buy you stars. Thank you.
Go,
right,
my darling. Thank you, everyone.
All right, bye.
Bye. Lovely hanging out with you, Gucci Paul, Samaria, and let me close it here on a high. Let's remember that people don't really experience what we're experiencing in relationships and in their reality. I always thank God for the fact that I'm privileged. I don't come from a particularly rich home, but I come from a home, especially from my mother's side. I have a mother that taught herself out. So that allowed me to be able to have some extra money for myself, because the money I'm supposed to use to be taking care of my mother can go to a new car, can go to a holiday abroad, can go to so many things. So I'm privileged, and I consider and I appreciate that privilege. So I don't judge people who were not dealt the same hand of cards. No matter how good a card player you are, the hand dealt goes a long way. If they deal you sense card, no matter how good you are, yes, you can try. Yes, you can make one or two things out of the nonsense they've given you. But trust me, you are not a magician. So you rely on what were dealt. And some people were dealt really bad hands. As in, they look at like this, no joker, no king, no good number. As in, they are talented, they are skilled, but they just did not have that. 90%. Listen, I say this all the time. If I wasn't raised by a white woman, I'll probably be an armed robber, dead in prison or something. Because my father never understood. My father went to study medicine abroad. You will not understand as a child that will fail school SAT. In a classroom so he can pass his exams. He cannot, they are using money to school and cannot pass. I don't know if so. Privileged must be careful how I rub off privilege on other people, because some people cannot. I was posting pictures today about watches as investments. One guy came and said that 99% of your followers cannot afford these watches.
Absolutely. It's not a lie.
There are some messages I have for 99%, for 100%, and there are some messages that are meant for the 1%. It doesn't mean I'm looking down on the 99%. It just means that this particular message is because I also have rich people that follow me. Because people, all the messages you see me repost, that person sent them to me. And if that person watched it and sent it to me and thought it was of content value, that means it appealed to that person. So here's the long and short of all I've been saying. Make I not begin the round. Some people have a really hard time. And when we're judging, we should walk in shoes first. Some of us have it easy. Some of us, I was talking to a lady the other day who left Nigeria secondary school. She's now married, 3 children, can never understand reality. You will only hear and read about it. It can never make sense to you. Because you left from secondary. Those are the people that have to wake up and face music. They give you. You know, go on. Take care. God bless.
God bless you, Daddy Freeze.
Good night.
God bless you. Good
Thank
night.
you.
Samaria,
God bless
good night.
you.